So we'll move on to your opponent, Austin Broom. I find this point quite interesting, if that's a good way to put it. I'll play the kind of the devil's advocate in this. Why fight Austin Broom when you fought Taylor Holder? You clearly got robbed, and Austin Broom owns the show. He runs the promotion. He kind of decides what goes in and what goes out, what gets showed, what stays behind the scenes. Why fight the lead guy on his own promotion when he clearly is in control?
Because it's interesting. Because it's interesting. Because at that point of social gloves, I was on my road to redemption. So then finding out there was Austin McBroom behind social gloves. This isn't the fight for redemption. This is the fight for revenge. And what could I have done better in my Taylor Holder fight? Even though I won every round, a stoppage wasn't there. A stoppage is conclusive. And a stoppage is what I want versus Austin McBroom.
This is obviously your fifth camp. You've done four camps. What would you say the most important thing is you learned in the Taylor Holder camp you can now bring into the Austin Broom camp?
Oh, that's a great question. I think mainly is the discipline of a fighter. So every camp, I learned something new. For example, my first fight, it was mainly a weight loss camp. That was just me, just like this fat guy, couldn't do a push up. There's some homework. Yeah, there's a first ever Sidemen charity match. It was called the Wembley Cup. It was hosted on Spencer FC. You had to earn your position. You had to earn your position in the thing. They had a video where it was an army assault course, and I sucked. I couldn't do three push-ups. I couldn't climb a simple wall that was like five pulls. I couldn't do these things. So the first fight was initially like essentially like a weight loss camp. The next fight was fighting a fighter that was essentially was off hinged and he was going to bring it and we were going to have a war. So I took training a bit more serious. The Jake Paul one, boom, we're entering the professional scene. I'm now getting everything tailor made and everything is professional to the T from the bottom of the list to the top of the list. My training, my recovery, all of it. I took the loss. I had to learn mentally and physically how to come back from the loss and how I'm going to implement a game plan versus Taylor Holder. This time, what I've taken from that, I've taken all the disciplines I've learned from each specific camp and putting them together. And this has probably been the most confident camps I've had so far.
That's interesting. You mentioned them mentally and physically. Would you say this camp against Austin Broom has been more mentally draining or physically draining?
Oh, oh. I think the mental side is the best I've been in any camp. Physically, it is taxing because of the this has been the longest camp because of the delay. But we had to engineer it, we had to tweak it, and we made sure that I'm coming in primed and ready for this fight.